Here we are at week 10 of the 2024 NFL season. 10 weeks of I don't know what the hell is happening with this league. Let's do my week 10 predictions, but first let's go over a quick recap of week 9 and see how my predictions went. So for week 9, I went 8-7, my worst week in quite a few weeks. I am overall 86-52. Not terrible, but I could be doing a whole lot better. Thursday Night Football, I chose the Texans to beat the Jets. That didn't work out. CJ Stroud is kind of struggling a bit. Aaron Rodgers is getting it back together. He got in the groove of things after the weird, dumb first half. And him and Devontae Adams are going to have a good connection probably. Then I chose the Bills to beat the Dolphins in a pretty close game. It looks like the Bills won. They gave Josh Allen just too much time to kick a field goal to end the game. Tua didn't look terrible. He didn't look bad. I just don't think he's 100% there. Achane looks good though. And the Bills, they look good. They look solid. I chose the Ravens to beat the Broncos, and that was an ass whooping, 41-10. Bo Nix didn't look all so hot. He did catch a touchdown pass, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Derrick Henry and Lamar, they got it going. Good for them. Then I chose the Falcons to beat the Cowboys in what looks like a close game. But come on. The Cowboys suck. What are you going to do? It was 27-21, and it looks like Dak is injured. I don't know exactly what injury he has. Is it his leg? Is it his hand? It's his hamstring. Yeah, so he's out for quite a while. He could need season-ending injury. He could need season-ending surgery. And say what you will about the Cowboys, they are better with Dak. There was a season where he didn't play. I don't know if it was he. I don't remember if he was out the whole season or if he was just out for a while. But they looked awful without him. I chose the Bengals to beat the Raiders, and what seemed like a close game at the beginning, we just lost any momentum going forward. We lost 41-24. It was embarrassing. It was the first Bengals home win of the season. And after that, we fired Luke Getsy and our offensive line coach and another coach. Luke Getsy being our offensive coordinator. So hopefully our offense can get some life back into it. Then I chose the Browns to beat the Chargers. I was hoping Jameis Winston would revive, but I forgot he's a turnover machine. They didn't look good at all. They lost 27-10. Then I chose the Patriots to beat the Titans in what was a pretty close game. Kind of ugly on both sides. Drake May threw a touchdown after scrambling for God knows how long on the final play of the game. But they just lost in overtime by a field goal. Yeah, weird game, but I like Drake May. He's pretty solid. Hopefully he's a good quarterback in the future. Then I chose the Commanders to beat the Giants in what was a close game. It didn't need to be that close, 27-22. I like Jaden Daniels. That defense needs some work. Daniel Jones threw a touchdown at home for the first time in 2 seasons. Like, what the hell? What the hell? That's an actual stat, by the way. CBS was throwing it around everywhere. He didn't look terrible, though. He went 20 for 26, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. I say Daniel Jones sucks, but he always has those games where like, oh shit, is he a good quarterback? Or did he just fleece the Giants for all that money? He can be a good quarterback. Then I chose the Saints to beat the Panthers in the Derek Carr comeback game after coming off of his injury. And that was an ugly game. Bryce Young looked good, so that's good for a young quarterback, but that was tough on the Saints' part. They had so many opportunities to score. They stalled out in the red zone. They kicked a field goal twice. And they had like 3 field goals. Derek Carr had a nice touchdown pass to Foster Moreau in the 4th quarter to hopefully put it away, but the defense sold on a long Chuba Hubbard run, I think. It was 4th and 4. The Saints only need 4 yards, and the play was to throw it to the sideline on a deep bomb, hoping that the receiver would get it, and he could have, but sadly he didn't. Even though it looked like a receiver was open, but that's how there was a different receiver open, but that's how the play design was because Derek Carr was quick to throw it over there. It didn't look like the pocket was collapsing on him all the way, but I think the design was to throw it there like immediately, even though there was a receiver kind of open. He just wasn't looking that direction. The Saints fired Dennis Allen, so hopefully that brings life into the Saints offense. Then I chose the Bears to beat the Cardinals in what was a 29-9 loss from the Bears. Damn. Caleb Williams might be hurt. I don't think he is out, but he was in the game 20 points down 20 points. The Cardinals, like I said, a sneaky team. They might win the division, which is kind of funny because they haven't done that in a while. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the stats for the Bears and Cardinals game. I saw a few highlights here and there. Caleb Williams, 22 for 41, 217 yards. Kyler Murray, 13 for 20, 154 yards. Looked like it was just a rushing game on the Cardinals' end. But yeah, why would you have Caleb Williams in the game down 20 points? You know, he's a rookie. You want to develop him, but you don't want to hurt your franchise quarterback. I'm sorry. The Bears are a mess. They've come down to reality. And I did say the Bears were going to beat the Cardinals in my stupid tweet thing, but they lost. So maybe my tweet will be even more true about them losing out and only beating the Patriots. I chose the Eagles to beat the Jaguars, and what was a too close for comfort game that they were up like 28-3 or something. Let me see. Until the fourth quarter, and then it just collapsed. This was the game that had the Saquon Barkley reverse hurdle. Like, that has to be the most funny thing I've ever seen in my life. How does something like that happen? I'm trying to count. I don't know why I can't count. They were up 22-0 at some point, it looks like. Or they were up 22, and then the Jags came back in the second half. Too close for comfort. You shouldn't do that to a team like the Jags. But Trevor Lawrence, 2 picks. Come on, you can do better than that. Jalen Hurts is, again, looking solid. I've said, like, oh, he's a good quarterback, but he looks like he's getting back to his prime, hopefully. He had a rushing touchdown as well. He has the most rushing touchdowns since, like, 2022 or something. Most of them being the tush pushes. And the Eagles are looking to be a pretty solid contender in the NFC. Then I chose the Rams to beat the Seahawks. Pretty close game. Overtime, Matthew Stafford, deep touchdown throw. Geno Smith also looked pretty good. Geno Smith is still leading the league in passing yards, which is kind of funny. Just because, like, damn, he came out of nowhere that one year. But yeah, Rams, very competitive team. I'd like to see them keep it that way. Then I chose the Lions to beat the Packers in a 24-14 win. Lions, keep it up, please. We all need that. Jordan Love, dude, what the hell? Stop throwing all those picks. Jared Goff, keep it up. You're like the unanimous MVP, like you and Lamar right now. Everyone's saying Lamar, but I want Jared Goff. Then I chose the Colts to beat the Vikings in a pretty ugly Sunday night loss. Yeah, it just didn't work out for them. I don't know what else to say. I didn't watch much of it. Then I chose the Buccaneers to beat the Chiefs. And, God fucking damn it. Good game by Baker, I would say. He did his best without his top throwing weapons. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. But he still kept it close. I still really like Baker Mayfield. Thank God for Baker Mayfield, because if he wasn't there, I don't think the game would have been close. He led a touchdown drive at the end of the game to tie it up. Then the defense held firm on the final drive to keep Patrick Mahomes from scoring, because there still was time on the clock, and God knows that Patrick Mahomes can do magical things. Baker Mayfield, 23-31, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He leads the league in passing touchdowns. Good for him. But Patrick Mahomes had a pretty solid night. 34-44, 291 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. And that DeAndre Hopkins acquisition is working wonders for them. He looks really damn solid. That's what happens when a receiver gets pissed off at his team not doing good. He goes to an actual good team. There should be no way the Chiefs have this great offensive play calling. They can get receivers open like nothing because no one knows how to block Travis Kelce or DeAndre Hopkins. I swear the refs have the biggest hard-on for that right tackle. I can't remember his name. I made a tweet about it. Hold on. I want to go back to read it. Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes finally had a game this season where he didn't throw an interception. It took 8 games, but I think his season just might be saved. Also, the referees have the biggest hard on for Jawan Taylor because he had an obvious false start, the play right before the game winning play in overtime. Also, people are complaining that the overtime rule should be changed because in the postseason, in the postseason, both teams have a chance to score a touchdown, right? In the postseason, both teams have a chance to have one possession of offense to score a touchdown. Not in the regular season. I think it's total bullshit. I've always wanted that forever. Not because Josh Allen couldn't do it in the postseason, but because it just seems fair, you know? That was my weird week 9. That took a lot longer than expected, but let's move on to week 10. Here are my week 10 predictions. Thursday night football. The Bengals visiting the Ravens. What do you want me to say? The Ravens. They're the more solid, strong team. And that loss against the Browns was a fluke. Come on. They're better than 6-3 right now. Yeah, so what do you want me to say? The Bengals look really good. They had a really good game against the Raiders. They're back. They're at 4-5. Much better than that 1-3 record they had, 0-3 record they had. But what do you want me to say? The Ravens are the much more solid, well-rounded team. For some reason, we're sending the Giants and the Panthers over to Germany. This is what they get for World War II, I suppose. That's a comment I saw somewhere. I thought that's funny. Yeah, so one team looks really ugly, the Giants. The other team is starting to look better, the Panthers. So I'm going to go with the Panthers on this, solely because Bryce Young he looked good against the Saints, I have to admit. And that's good for a young quarterback. He had smiles everywhere. So like I want to see I don't want to see young quarterbacks get, downtrodden and beat up, have their career ruined and have like a what if he wasn't on the Panthers. I'm going to put all my chips in for Bryce Young this game. Him, Chuba Hubbard. That's a pretty good run game right there with Chuba Hubbard. He's good. Very underrated running back, I think. So I'm giving this to the Panthers, even though the Giants could keep it close. They had a close game against the Commanders. We'll see. But I'm choosing the Panthers. Then the rest of the Sunday games. The Patriots visiting the Bears. I'm going with the Bears on this. That Patriots team could be pretty solid. They could keep games close, But I'm going with the Bears on this just because my tweet they're gonna beat the Cardinals and the Patriots. They didn't beat the Cardinals. I think they're gonna beat the Patriots. I think they're going to beat the Patriots solely because they can't lose to a team like the Patriots. Come on. You have a solid defense. Caleb Williams is one of the shining young stars in the NFL. If Matt Eberflus isn't such a dumbass, then you can win this game. Then we got the Bills visiting the Colts. The Bills coming off of a close win against the Dolphins. The Colts coming off of a loss against the Vikings. And I thought Joe Flacco was going to do much. He didn't. He threw 2 picks against the Vikings? Let's see. Looking up his stats. I don't know why it's taking so damn long to load. Yeah, he just didn't look so hot in that game against the Vikings. I'm going with the Bills. They're the more solid team. What do you want me to say? The difference being the quarterback play. I like Joe Flacco a lot. I've always liked Joe Flacco. But come on, Josh Allen. That Bills team is nothing without Josh Allen. Yeah, that's it. Josh Allen. Come on. Then we got the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. And I know I said I was going to choose every team going against the Chiefs for the rest of the season, but I got to be realistic here. The Chiefs going to have some magical bullshit win against the Broncos, a team they shouldn't be losing to. It's going to be stupidly close until the final drive of the game where no penalties are called on the Chiefs. And they always have this one weird close game against the Broncos every year for some reason. So yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs on this. They're going to do some magical bullshit. It's going to be stupidly close until the final drive of the game where some bullshit penalty is not going to be called on their right tackle, even though he obviously false starts. The refs have the biggest hard on for him. Yeah, and don't the Broncos have an interception spree going on against the Chiefs or something like that? I thought I read that somewhere a while back. But anyways, yeah, the Chiefs are going to do this. I don't think Bo Nix is going to stand a chance against Chris Jones. Yeah. Then we got the Falcons taking on the Saints. The Saints suffered a pretty nasty loss to the Panthers. Chris Olave is out with a concussion. People are blaming Carr for the quote unquote hospital ball. And I just want to say it's shit luck. It sucks because Olave's had a lot of concussions throughout his entire career. This is like his fifth concussion. And I don't want to say Carr looked terrible, but damn, what can you do with that offensive line, man? Come on. And receivers can't get open. You don't have Shaheed. You don't have Olave now. He just came back, I think. He just came back like 1 or 2 games ago. Come on. And then damn, I mean, you have Foster Moreau. I like him. I've always liked him because he was a Raider. He was always good as a Raider. You have Taysom Hill, but come on, man. The Falcons, they're pretty solid, I'd say. But come on, they have these weird up and down moments. Like, yeah, they beat the Cowboys, but that's beating up the ugly stepchild. They beat the Bucks in a pretty close game. I don't know. I can't gauge the Falcons. They're such a weird team. It's so hard to do so. But I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to trust Derek Carr. Come on. I don't know. They fired their head coach. I don't know. I'm just going to put my faith in Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara on this. They got rid of Marshawn Lattimore. They sent him over to the Commanders. Hopefully that'll help out their defense. But yeah, Saints, I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Then we got the Niners taking on the Bucks. The Niners coming off of a bye. The Bucks coming off of a pretty close, heavy loss. I'm going to go with the Niners on this. It's the quarterback play, I think. Even though Baker did his damn best against a solid Chiefs defense, he did his damn best without his top receiving weapons. I'm just going to trust the Niners on this. It's just because Brock Purdy can do a whole lot with a whole lot less from what it looks like. Because although the Bucks haven't banged up, the Niners haven't banged up too. And I think this is the game Christian McCaffrey's coming back. And with Christian McCaffrey coming back, that's going to definitely help them out a lot. So I'm going with the Niners on this. Then we got the Steelers taking on the Commanders. A tale of two teams. The Steelers coming off of a bye, what is what it looks like. A tale of two teams. A tale of two teams who had close games against the Giants. That is the deciding factor in this game. Who had a more ugly win against the Giants? Come on. The Steelers shouldn't have kept it that close against the Giants. The Commanders shouldn't have kept it that close against the Giants. But the deciding factor is that the Steelers had a better offense. I like the Steelers more than the Commanders because Russell Wilson came out of nowhere and surprised everybody. Jaden Daniels is a young rising star, but he has played some pretty bad teams. But I'm going to go with my heart and say the Commanders because it's going to be the Steelers' way. Come on, what do you want me to say? I'm not founding this off of any stats, whatever. I think the Steelers had the more ugly win against the Giants. So I'm going with the Commanders on this. Then we got the Vikings taking on the Jaguars. Going with the Vikings on this because the Jaguars are an ugly team. The Vikings have a good defense. Sam Darnold had this weird regression thing going on, but he still looks pretty solid. So I'm going with the Vikings on this. Yeah, I think the difference is going to be that Brian Flores defense. Hopefully he blitzes, gets Trevor Lawrence to make a bunch of mistakes. Yeah, that's going to be the deciding factor in this game. Then we got the Titans taking on the Chargers. The Chargers, I don't know what it is with them. There's something about them that I'm just yeah, you're not super impressive. Even they have a winning record. They are 5-3. But there's something about them that makes me think they could be so much better. Justin Herbert had a solid game, 287 yards for 2 touchdowns. But you could do better than that, I think. But they are going up against the Titans. The Titans are pretty dog water. They did beat the Patriots just now, but come on, that's beating up the the kid on the playground that no one likes. But I'm going with the Chargers on this. Come on, they're the more solid team. They have a better defense, and they obviously have the better quarterback. Then we got the Eagles taking on the Cowboys. Eagles, what am I going to say? Dak's out. Without Dak, your team is awful. Jerry Jones made a huge mistake in not getting Derrick Henry. I don't get how you wouldn't get Derrick Henry. Why you wouldn't get him if he was too expensive, because you had to pay Dak all that money. And look where that's got you. Look where all these big extensions are getting everybody now. The deciding factor is the quarterback play and the rushing game. Come on, what am I going to say? Barkley looks incredible right now. And Jalen Hurts, he looks good. What am I going to say? Cowboys suck. Eagles. Then we got the Jets taking on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are leading the NFC West. They're a very strange team because they're very sneaky, I'll say. The Jets are trying to make a comeback, and I'm going to change my pick. I initially had the Jets. I'm going with the Cardinals on this. I initially had the Jets because I'm like, damn, Aaron Rodgers looks scary with Devontae Adams again. But I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say Kyler Murray is going to ride this train out. Although I've been saying that a lot lately about certain teams, but there's something about how sneaky this Cardinals team can be. So I'm going with the Cardinals on this. I think it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be a 20-point win. It's going to be a close game. Then we got Sunday Night Football. We got the Lions taking on the Texans. Lions, come on. The Texans are struggling. They are struggling right now. CJ Stroud hasn't looked his best in quite a while. The Lions, on the other hand, are dominating. They're not just winning, they're dominating all of these games. Jared Goff looks absolutely stunning. Is that stat true? They have more touchdowns than incompletions this season? That's astounding. And I don't think these games have been super close except that Vikings loss. But damn, what do you want me to say? That Lions team is very damn impressive. They have to win the Super Bowl this year. Everyone wants. I think everybody wants them to. Come on, someone's got to do. Someone's got to make the Super Bowl fun to watch again. I don't want the Chiefs in there. I don't want the Niners in there. Come on, we need the Lions to ride this out, win the Super Bowl, and bite some kneecaps. What am I gonna say? Texans, they don't look so hot. Then we got Monday Night Football. The Dolphins taking on the Rams. This is very, very close for me to choose. Because I'm hoping Tua can come back. I'm hoping Tua can do some magic. Him and Achane and Hill. But I'm going with my gut and saying that the Rams are the much more hungry, competitive team. They're sitting at 2 more wins at even 500. Dolphins at 2-6. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams on this because they're more experienced. They're much more competitive. They've been in more close games this season than I think any other team, really. They're more fun to watch, too. Well, no. Last year, I would say the Dolphins were the more fun team to watch. This year, it's the Rams for them. What am I going to say? Matthew Stafford still got it somehow. He's been in the league for God knows how long. He's still got it. Good for him. So, yeah, the Rams. Anyways, those are my picks for this week. I know this video was a lot longer than usual, but what are you going to do? So, let's hope this works out. And the buys we got this week, I haven't been saying the buys lately for some reason. The buys we got this week are the Browns. It looks like it's the Browns. The Raiders, they need a bye, thank God. The Seahawks. And I could just look this up and it'd be so much easier. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. Come on. Let's do this. Week 10 buys. I know it's Seahawks, the Raiders, and the Browns to be sure. Packers. Okay, Packers too. So those are my Week 10 picks. I've been having fun doing these videos. Tell me what you thought about them in the comments below. I'll be back with more enjoyable picks like this. I've been having fun making these videos. Not so much fun watching the Raiders and Saints lose because the Raiders look like the worst team right now. They just can't get it going. So yeah, that's it. Bye.